fired immediately. This is the same which I showed you in the hadith of Abu Hurairah radhiyallahu anhu, and same has happened to Hazrat Musa alayhi salam also on the Mount Tur as stated in the Quran. Similarly, he quotes Hazrat Umar radhiyallahu anhu. Hazrat Umar once heard a man reciting this verse: "The punishment of your Lord must come, and there is nobody to remove it." He at once raised loud shriek and fell down senseless. He was brought to his house and he suffered for nearly 1 month. So Hazrat Umar also went into ecstasy, according to Imam Ghazali chapter of ecstasy from his ayah which he is quoting. Then he further states, Hazrat Abu Zar once heard a verse recited by Saleh Marid and raised a shriek and then breathed his last. Then he quoted Imam Shafi Rahmatullah alayh, who is the founder of the Shafi Mazhab, that once heard a Qazi reciting this verse: "It is such a day when they will not talk and they will not be given permission to raise an excuse." At once he fell down unconscious. Then he quotes then he tells about Hazrat Ali bin Fuzail once heard a man reciting this verse: "Day when the people will stand up before the Lord of the universe." He fell down senseless. This is the condition of the Sufis also. Imam Ghazali later on says, after mentioning Sahabas and Salaf, that this is the condition of the Sufis also. The sage Shibi was praying behind an Imam in Ramazan, and the Imam was reciting, "If I will." Now I have moved towards page number 177 of volume number 2 of Ayah. This is the next page. Now I am continuing the same quote from behind. He said, "If I will, I can take back surely what I revealed to you." Immediately Shabli raised a shirk and his face became changed. The sage Junaid said, "I said once that a man remained unconscious before the sage Sari Sakti. He said to me, 'This man fell senseless on hearing the verses of the Quran.' I said, 'Recite to him the verses again.' When they were recited, he regained consciousness. Shibli said to him, 'Where have you found this?' I said, 'Israel lost his sight owing to the loss of his son and regained it by the raising of his son.' Shibli thought it good and hinted at the poetry recited by Junaid. Then this is the poetry. Then Imam Ghazali further quotes, "A certain sage said, 'One night I was reading the verse, "Every life shall taste the death." I recited it again and again. Suddenly an unknown voice said to me, "How long will you read this verse? You have killed thereby 34 jinn who did not raise their heads upwards from their birth till now." Whenever Hazrat Ibrahim B. Adham heard any man reciting this verse, "When the sky will be rent asunder," his limbs trembled till he was restored to his former position. I repeat, Imam Ghazali Rahmatullah words: "When the sky will be sundered, his limbs trembled till he was restored to his former position." So his body trembled in ecstasy. Now we will move towards page number, further in the same page. This is the Zoom page which I am showing you, page number 177 of AI. I continue. If the recitation of the verses of the Quran does not cause any effect in mind, he is like a person who hears nothing. Though he is called and said something, he is deaf, dumb and blind. So Imam Ghazali says that if a person of Quran is not affected by the verses of the Quran, the recitation of the Quran, not hearing them, he is like deaf, dumb and ignorant. It has been stated, then Imam Ghazali further goes that it has been stated that Abu Hassan Nuri was once in a company who were quarreling about a matter. They were fighting on the matter. He was then silent. Afterward, he raised up his head and recited the following poem. This is the long poem which you can read here in page number 178, volume 2 of the same book. It says, the narrator stated that after hearing this song, there was none in the company who did not stand up as a result of ecstasy. The dispute among them could not arouse their ecstasy. So my dear brothers and sisters in Islam, you can see that there are several proofs quoted by Imam Ghazali Rahmatullah in which the companions of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam went into ecstasy. Several traditional Muslim muhaddithin of Islam went into ecstasy and they lost control of their body. And this is quoted by none, and they shirked, they fell down senseless and unconscious on hearing the words of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, just like Hazrat Musa alayhi salam did on Koh-e-Tur, did on Mount Tur in the Quran, according to the Quran, and just as Hazrat Abu Hurairah went unconscious according to the hadiths of Sunan Tirmizi. Now I will quote some other scholars of Islam, the muhaddithin. Please note that these are all classic and traditional scholars of Islam. These are not modern scholars. These are the scholars who compiled the books of hadith, who saved Islam at the time of fitna, and the time in which Islam was in danger. And these are the people who are respected by every Muslim scholar living today from any sect. Imam Siraj Rahmatullah in his Kitabul Loma writes and gives authentic proofs of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and Sahabis going into wajd, which is also known as ecstasy or swoon, several times on hearing the Quran. So Imam Siraj Rahmatullah in Kitabul Loma also gave a lot of proofs on it. Similarly, Imam Rud Habari explains more in his own book, in which he says that one hears from three groups: the Sufis, the poor, and those who are friends with them. The one who hears the three ways: love by wajd and by fear. Movement comes by those three things: pleasure, fear, and wajd. Weeping, signs, raqs, clapping, and joy are signs of wajd, or also known as ecstasy in English, or swoon in English. So he is even supporting weeping, signs of dancing or raqs, clapping, and joy, or other involuntary movements, unintentional movements in wajd. So Imam Bari Rahmatullah himself supports it. Similarly, Imam Hazrat Ibn Arabi Rahmatullah in Kitab al-Wajd, in his Lawama in page number 309, in the topic of ecstasy, in the chapter of ecstasy, says, wajd is a state that comes upon the heart unexpectedly and annihilate it from witness itself and those present. So even Hazrat Ibn Arabi Rahmatullah has supported ecstasy, apart from many other classical scholars of Islam. Imam Abu Hussain al-Baraq Rahmatullah said, the way to God is difficult for one who does not come upon it and with overwhelming enthusiasm and passionate desire. Similarly, Hazrat Mujaddid al-Sani Rahmatullah, who was the Mujaddid of 1000 years in the Indian subcontinent, who saved Islam at the time of fitna, and who was a great Sufi saint himself and belonged to Al-Sunnah wal Jamaat, himself said that wajd on a Muslim which comes first is better than a Muslim on whom the wajd comes first, on whom the ecstasy comes first, is better than a Muslim who later on experiences ecstasy in zikr and all that. So Hazrat Mujaddid al-Sani Rahmatullah in his books also supported wajd. ecstasy or swoon during the time of high zikr